when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will raise up a standard against him. In January 2019, I had pneumonia, and during my recuperating from pneumonia, I was praying and seeking the Lord, just having devotions. And the Lord spoke to me and said, Bonnie, you need to go to the gynecologist and go to a new gynecologist. So I said, okay. So I began to look for a new gynecologist, and I went. And when I went, they did a pap and found some bad cells. And then that led to having a biopsy, which came up that I needed to go to an oncologist. And what I was told is that I had cancer in my uterus. And the doctor said to me, what brought you to us? Were you having symptoms? And I thought, the Lord is so good, because I was having no symptoms. And yet, because he spoke to me, I went to the doctor. So after I found out I had uterine cancer, my husband and my family and I were praying that the Lord would heal me. But also I felt very strongly to pray that the cancer would stay inside the uterus and it would not spread. It would stay like inside a pocketbook. And that's exactly what happened. I went into surgery, and the cancer stayed inside the uterus. It did not spread to my lymph nodes. It did not spread to the rest of my body. And I was able to go home. And I was just so thankful to the Lord, so grateful, and so thankful that he spoke to me. And God still speaks and tells us to do things. And I was so grateful that I did it, because the doctor said it was found early stage 1. And that's why they wondered what brought me to the doctor, because I had no symptoms. So I was just so grateful, and I still am so grateful. Then as I was at home recuperating, my primary physician called me and said, you need to come in and get an x-ray, because now that the pneumonia is gone, let's make sure everything's good, your lungs are clear. Well, I went in for an x-ray, and it showed a dark spot on my lung. And then I went in for another x-ray, just to be clear. And then I went in for a PET scan and an MRI. And what they found is that I had a mass on my left lung. And so they sent me straight to a surgeon. And during this time, I was praying, and we were believing the Lord that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17, that I would be okay. But, sometimes I'm still crying, but still trusting. Through the tears, I'm still trusting in the Lord. And I saw him do it once before. He brought me through the uterine cancer, and I said, okay, Lord, you're with me. So I went into surgery, and it was cancer, and I had a lobectomy, and they took off half my lung. If you know anything about lung cancer, if it's in stage 3 or 4, it's deadly serious. So to catch it in stage 1 was for us a miracle from God, because there are no symptoms again. So I'm just so grateful to be happy, to be alive, to be healthy. But the church prayed, and God met me. He was with us through the whole thing. I thank the Lord for prayer. I thank the Lord for people that know how to pray. I thank the Lord for my husband, my children that loved him, and we were praying, and for our church that was praying. And the pain was so excruciating from the surgery that I was on oxycodone and morphine, and it was just terrible pain. But I would just trust the Lord, just kept believing that he was with me. I know he was with me. And one morning, at early morning prayer, the Ghent campus, along with Pastor David, prayed for me. They dedicated that time just to pray for me. And that day, thank you, Jesus. was the last day I was on oxycodone. I never had to take it again, never had to take the morphine. After that day, I never took it again. I was able to sleep on my left side, which I was for 6 weeks not able to sleep on that side. And the Lord has been so good to me. And I just thank the Lord for all that He has done. His mercy to me endures forever. He has been merciful to me, and I am grateful.